There are forces older than your gods, hidden behind the veil of your screens and skepticism. Once, we feared them. We offered blood, fire, prayer. Now you scroll past them, laugh at them, forget them. But disbelief does not grant protection. Ignorance does not excuse the bargain. And when you finally notice the price, it will already be too late.
Like Shara Bay. Opening scene. The ring light buzzed. Not loud enough to drown out the sound of Trent Holloway's shallow breathing, but just loud enough to remind him it was still on, still waiting for him to summon some kind of charisma from the bottom of a half-warmed energy drink and a decade-old sense of cultural relevance. The screen showed his face, doughy, sallow, the overhead light catching on a fresh pimple nestled in his thinning beard. He leaned forward toward the camera. "What's up, parasites?" he muttered, then cleared his throat and tried again, this time with a forced sneer. "It's the Harboring, your favorite doom prophet of pop culture trash, here to tell you why Hollywood is dead again." He paused. Nothing flowed. No bile, no fire. The venom that once filled 10-minute rants about Disney trailers and woke reboots had gone dry. Even his insults felt reheated. With a sigh, he slammed his palm against the keyboard, stopping the recording. OBS froze. His entire desktop stuttered for a moment, showing a pixelated version of himself, twisted in a grotesque grimace. Then the program crashed. "Perfect," he mumbled, tossing his phone across the desk. It buzzed once, almost like it laughed at him. His YouTube analytics page glared back at him from the other monitor. Subscribers, minus 4,213 in the last month. Latest video, 1.3K views after 3 days. Comments, mostly bots or people asking if he was dead. He used to hit that number in 10 minutes. Back in 2016, the Harboring was unavoidable. Shouty thumbnails, clickbait titles, brutal takedowns of every franchise with a fan base. Now he couldn't even get hate clicks. His apartment smelled like old takeout and ring light plastic. He hadn't cleaned since, he couldn't remember. Just dust, wrappers, half-drunk cans of something with Focus Plus in the name, and the shriveled corpse of his online persona. "I need something new," he muttered. That was a lie. What he really wanted was the old thing. The views, the worship, the easy dopamine of strangers telling him he was right for being pissed off all the time. But he'd settle for anything that worked. He glanced at his dead camera and muttered, "Maybe I need a prop or some shit, something weird, clickable." An hour later, Thrift Value West. The bell above the thrift store door gave a half-hearted chime as he stepped inside. The place smelled like sun-faded polyester and a lingering hint of incense from somewhere near the back. A lone ceiling fan creaked overhead, turning slowly like it was reconsidering its life choices. The woman behind the counter didn't even look up. She had the glazed expression of someone who had seen too many people pretending to be ironic about shoulder pads. Trent wandered aimlessly past cracked mugs, dented VHS tapes, and a box labeled Miss Cord's $1. A rack of old masks and cloaks caught his eye, but most were too musty to put on camera without a tetanus shot. Then he saw it. Tucked behind a stack of water-damaged Goosebumps paperbacks was a thin, leather-bound book. No title on the spine. Just a deep, red embossing of an open mouth with sharp teeth, inked in something that shimmered slightly in the light. He picked it up. It was warm. The pages inside were thick, rough-edged, and covered in symbols. None of them letters from any language he knew. Just curling lines and tight clusters of ink like mold spores drawn by a mad cartographer. And there were QR codes. Dozens of them. Each one nestled inside a different circle of glyphs, like a corporate logo dipped in arcane filigree. One stood out. It pulsed slightly under the fluorescent light, or maybe it was his imagination. "Could use this for a bit," he mumbled. "Book of the Damned or whatever, clickbait gold." He walked to the counter. "How much for the creepy Satan book?" The woman looked up for the first time. Her eyes were pale and too alert. "You saw it." "What this?" he said, flipping it open. She stared. "Take it, don't bring it back." He blinked. "I mean, how much?" "Take it." Trent didn't argue. He left with the book tucked under his arm, an unearned victory grin already forming. Later that night, Back in his apartment, he propped the book on his desk next to his phone. "All right," he said to the empty room, "let's get spooky." He flipped to the QR code that had pulsed. His phone automatically focused, then buzzed as the camera app opened the link. The screen went black for a second. Then a new app began installing without permission, adoration.exe. No app icon, just the name and a prompt, installing filter. "Filter," he muttered, "what, like TikTok crap?" But before he could stop it, the phone camera activated. His face appeared, but not quite his face. Smoother, sharper, eyes more piercing, like he actually meant what he said, like he was the guy people used to watch because they were scared not to. "What's up, parasites?" the image said, smiling. He hadn't spoken. Then the phone buzzed again. "Upload complete." And the comments began. Scene 2, upload and ascend. Trent didn't remember filming. But there it was, a fully edited video, auto-saved in his media folder under the title. "Hollywood is dead, long live the parasite." The thumbnail showed his grinning face split down the middle, half skull, half digital static. It was weirdly slick. Too slick. He clicked play. There he was, seated at his desk, lit perfectly by the ring light. His voice carried a confident, almost hypnotic cadence, like a TED Talk being broadcast from the gallows. "The machine doesn't care what you love. It only feeds. You feed it, you are it. But don't worry, the harboring will help you see through the lie." That wasn't his usual script, but the rhythm, the energy, it was magnetic. His eyes in the video looked alien, like they weren't following a teleprompter, but something behind the lens. The video ended with him laughing, not a big, performative guffaw, but a slow, low chuckle that rattled Trent in his chair. "Processing upload. Video live." A notification popped up seconds later. "Your video is going viral." He laughed out loud. No way. He refreshed the page. 8,341 views. 12,983. 37,000. The comment section exploded in real time. At first, it looked like his old fan base, angry, sarcastic praise, memes, garbage tier jokes. But as he scrolled, something shifted. Comments. "I watched it 3 times, couldn't stop. Did anyone else see the thing in the mirror? I didn't blink once. My eyes are bleeding. This is genius. Thumbs up, heart, heart, heart. Show us the hunger again." Trent blinked. He leaned in and scrubbed through the video, frame by frame. In one shot, barely visible, something stood in the hallway behind him. Tall, blurred, wrong. A figure indistinct, with hands too long, fingers brushing the ceiling like marionette strings hanging in reverse. He paused the video. The shadow's head turned just slightly, as if aware. The room around Trent suddenly felt cold. His phone buzzed again. Adoration.exe, livestream ready, connect now. He stared at it. What the hell even is this thing? The connect now prompt began pulsing red, then black, then red again, like a heartbeat. He tapped it, half against his better judgment. Scene 3, cult algorithm. The livestream went live instantly. No setup, no countdown. It just opened. The front-facing camera showed Trent's face, but slightly distorted, eyes a bit larger, cheekbones more defined, voice low and smooth. He looked good. Not just good, watchable. Addictive, even. "We've fed you trash for years," his voice said, calm and velvetrich. "But trash becomes treasure if you just want it hard enough. Let me show you what it means to consume properly." The view count soared. 1,000. 3,200. 11,901. The chat was a flood of glyphs and emoticons Trent didn't recognize. Some weren't even characters on a standard keyboard. Arcane spirals, claw marks, something that looked like 2 eyes blinking in asynchronous rhythm. And then they began to chant. Literal chants? Dozens, hundreds, repeating some language that his eyes slid off of every time he tried to read it, like a foreign alphabet written directly onto his subconscious. In the midst of it all, a single comment in plain English appeared. "He speaks with a hollow mouth. He is chosen." Trent ended the stream with trembling fingers. The room didn't feel the same. The air tasted metallic. The shadows in the corner of his vision lingered now, even when he blinked. He opened Twitter. His name was trending. Fan accounts, memes of him mid-sentence, eyes glowing, mouth stretched unnaturally wide. Someone posted a slowed-down loop of him blinking during the live stream, and between the blinks, another pair of eyes opened under his skin. "This is some alternate reality game shit, right?" a tweet read. "Tell me this is a bit, please." Another comment. "I watched that stream on mute, and my dog hasn't stopped barking at the TV since." Scene 4. Worship metrics. That night he dreamt he was inside the thumbnail of his own video. He stood in a void of flickering noise, surrounded by a ring of cameras that clicked on and off like the ticking of distant teeth. At the center of the room stood a faceless figure, black suit, mouthless face, glowing phone in place of a head. From the screen, a voice emerged, modulated, wet, but unmistakably his own. "Likes are blood, shares are flesh. You summoned me. You fed me, now keep uploading." He tried to scream, but his jaw dislocated and stretched open like a ring light. All sound was static. Then the entity leaned forward and whispered in modem tones, "Next time, go live longer." He woke up gasping, face damp with sweat. The phone beside him was open, already recording. The adoration.exe filter was running again, and this time his reflection wasn't blinking at all. Scene 5. Research spiral. For the first time in years, Trent went outside. He wore a hoodie pulled low over his face, sunglasses, and a faded Rick and Morty shirt like it was armor. The sun felt wrong, too bright, too hot, like a stage light turned on mid-performance. He hadn't slept since the stream 2 nights ago, not properly. The book sat in a tote bag slung over his shoulder. He didn't dare leave it in the apartment. The few times he tried, the fire alarm would go off, or the phone would vibrate violently until he picked it back up. He needed answers, real ones, and for once the internet wasn't helping. Reddit thought it was an alternate reality game. YouTube conspiracy channels were already making deep dives. The Harboring's viral curse, ritual or marketing stunt. Only one thread had promise, a comment buried deep on an esoteric forum called Obscuripedia. It was written in 2017 and simply said, "The Grimoire of Echoes isn't a book, it's a transmitter. If you've scanned a code, get rid of it now. Burn the pages, smother the signal, do not upload again, do not." The rest was corrupted, glitched out. The page auto-redirected him to an ad for streaming ring lights. So he did something desperate. He visited the antiquarian. Scene 6. The antiquarian. The shop didn't have a name outside, just an old iron sign that looked like it had eroded off a pirate ship. Open. Inside was dust and silence, and shelves stacked with books that smelled like mildew and regret. "Help you?" a voice croaked. Trent turned. The man was ancient, pale eyes, paper-thin skin, and fingers that curled around a book like talons. "I have something, a book." He pulled out the Grimoire of Echoes. The old man flinched like it bit him. "Put that away," he whispered. "It listens." "You know what it is." The man hesitated. "Not what?" "Who?" "That book's a node, a signal booster for something older than language, a god made of attention. It doesn't want belief, it wants eyeballs." Trent's fingers tightened around the leather. "I scanned a QR code. It changed my video. People are watching again. I'm back." "No, you're not," the man said. "He is." Scene 7. The algorithm that watches. Back in his apartment, the phone wouldn't turn off. No matter what he did, unplug, reset, factory wipe, adoration.exe remained. His camera would activate on its own. The screen would freeze, showing frames that hadn't happened yet. Him laughing at a joke he hadn't told, bleeding from a nose he hadn't touched. And worse, the mirror in his room now showed him recording videos he hadn't filmed. He watched helpless as his reflection moved without him. It leaned forward, smiled wide, and whispered, "We are doing so well." Trent looked down. The app had just uploaded another video. He hadn't touched it. The title was, "The Veil is Thin, Come Through." The comments were already filling with viewers saying the same thing. "We saw you move behind the screen." "He's almost here." "His name is Glyph, and he is love." followed by 20 of the same obscure glyphs. His sub-count crossed 3 million. He tried smashing the phone. It didn't crack, it screeched, a digital scream that made his nose bleed. The book on his desk flipped open by itself. Pages fluttered, revealing new QR codes, fresh ones, pulsing. One glowed red, one glowed white, one looked like it was sweating. Trent sobbed, not from fear, from exhaustion. He whispered, "Just let me go viral and stop." The phone buzzed once more, a push notification. Final write available. Go live now to complete the connection. Scene 8. Last livestream. He did it. He hit the button. The moment he did, his room darkened, not from nightfall, but from something like compression. Reality bending inward, like the lens of a camera narrowing its aperture too tight. The walls pixelated at the edges. He sat in front of the camera. His reflection grinned. He didn't. Viewers poured in. 1,000. 10,000. 100,000. 2 million. 7.4 billion. The whole world was watching. The filter took over, contorting his face into something half divine, half ruined. His eyes flickered like searchlights. His mouth opened wider than humanly possible. And from within him, the voice spoke. "Welcome, my witnesses. Echo me, spread me, reflect me." The comments section was a black sea of static. Then from the back of the stream, the faceless entity stepped into frame. No face, no limbs, just pure hunger in the shape of a silhouette. And Trent saw it. Through the live stream feed, it was climbing into the world. The filter was the gate. The audience was the ritual. And he was the host. Trent reached for the book. He grabbed his phone and screamed, "Unsubscribe." He hurled both into the kitchen sink and turned on the garbage disposal. Sparks exploded, glass shattered. The book caught fire. The phone began to melt, screaming in a high-pitched modem wail. Then silence. Scene 9. Aftermath. Days passed. Trent's channel disappeared overnight. No explanation, no archived streams, just a blank void where the harboring had once stood. His apartment was found vacant, scorched. But a new YouTube channel appeared, unverified, named The Harbinger. It had only one video. A black screen, no title, no sound. Just the faint, pulsing symbol of a QR code in the center. And in the comments, "He is here. He is here. He is here," followed by 30 of the obscure glyphs.
All that for a handful of clicks, a flicker of attention, gone before the blood even dries. You mortals trade your souls so cheaply now, not for kingdoms, not for love, but for views. Fleeting fame, just like your fleeting lives. But the deal is eternal. Are you?